Yoremo, Om Wange Yoremo, Om Wange Yoremo, Om Wange Yoremo, Om Wange Yoremo, Wange Yoremo, Wange Yoremo, Wange Yoremo, Wange Yoremo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo. Tang ge du jie ya jie rei zhen chong yin jie me de de jie bong jiang ba zi jie lang bo da wei jie bei ge xia jie jia bei jia lai zu huan de. Do jian 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 de lo na ro dang mar bai me lai jie jie gang bo ba. Amoy zhi bai jiar wai zhi gong bei. Kai ju lama nam lai zor wan de. Ne jian ru wo zeng ne yin gam zi. Yeme benzo nyambara toge singla ye la me. Yeme benzo yala izorwande. Gonjo to bambo war sinje lo. Rome yeje yenje bodang ne. Tizon sanje genje ngo nye. Ransen jige ngozon donzebe. Save lame yala izorwande. So we chant this prayer together, dedication prayer, the first 4 sentences. That's before the teaching. Usually we have to share this prayer we chant together. By the light of your wisdom, compassionate one, may the darkness of ignorance in my mind be dissipated. To realize all the sutras and the commentaries, please grant me the power of radiant wisdom. Go back to Tibetan. Seden je jen jen ra uzor ji da lo de mo min ba ra zar ne ga dan den ji yong lo do ba ye lo de bo be na wa zar du zo. Okay, so here I'm going to share the continue with the teaching, the follow the yesterday. You can just chant the yourself and mentally also possible this mantra, listening teaching together. That's also possible. You can accumulate mantra during the teaching too. So page is 35 here. Just we did a prayer after. Whenever I wanted to see you on what you to clarify my confusions. So that's actually when translate is direct word translate. The meaning is actually that one is when ever I wanted to see you means like not talking about Manjushri. I wanted to see you Manjushri, not like that. The main point is I wanted to see the text teaching. You know, when you're going to read the see means like I'm going to see the like this commentaries, sutras, commentaries. One I want to see sutras and the commentaries. Then so clarify my confusions. So like that, you know, this is a usually the direct word translation to English is sometimes happening like that. It's not translator's problem, but it's the main point is like that time someone need the guide, you know, for translator to follow the meaning. The Tibetan exactly just the same as the translators, what that says. That's most people go that way understanding. But actually that's I'm going to see means like sutras, commentaries. Do you get? Okay. So now we are the Manjushri text. So everyone has this commentary, right? So Amanda, also you can share that in the chat room, then everyone can download if someone don't have.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Long press to Manjushri commentary. So that we just did a chant in the book, page 32. Today we are page 11. We are at page 11. So the log to the page 10, the coming the root text. There's a press to Manjushri's speech. So this root text follow the 3 different levels. Press to Manjushri's mind, and press to Manjushri's speech, and press to Manjushri's body. So we already finished the teaching about press to Manjushri's mind. So the press to Manjushri mind has 2 categories. Talking about Manjushri's wisdom omniscience. The why Manjushri has wisdom omniscience, because he purified all the obscurations. So his wisdom has become same as shining the sun. So sun is free from clouds, then can shine very clearly. So like that. Manjushri wisdom is like clearly shining. He has omniscient wisdom. Our wisdom, omniscient wisdom is same as like today weather. No sun in there. You know, it's rainy, snow, foggy, clouds or something, you know. But looks like no possible sun is any place. Looks like sun is not exist. So that is like our omniscient wisdom has actually there, but so obscurations, same is like this weather, not possible to recognize. So Manjushri omniscient wisdom is like clear weather, no any clouds. It's shining. That's why Manjushri knows relatively true or the cause and the effect, absolute true reality, you know, nature of phenomena. So he has that realized because he purified all the obscurations. And then Manjushri has wisdom, so that's why that you know he has wisdom. That's why he has compassion. Wisdom sees all these beings stuck in samsara, endless suffering. So that's who has wisdom. They recognize that, understand that. That's why arise compassion for all sentient beings. The Manjushri compassion is economic compassion, measurable compassion for all sentient beings. So that's the true quality Manjushri has. We don't have wisdoms. We don't have a compassion. We have a like temporary attachment compassion, but we don't have unconditional compassion. So that's why we have to practice, meditate compassion, and purify karma, create our omniscient wisdom. So now, today we are in the second section, press to Manjushri's speech. So like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of Haramani's speech. He wears the wisdom sword to cut the saddling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. So that's his praise to Manjushri's speech. Yesterday I shared with you, you know, this praise to Manjushri's body, speech, mind. Actually, we do this praise to the Buddhas, purify our body, speech, mind obscurations, and create Buddha's body, speech, mind qualities. We create our habituate, create qualities. So that's why the praise to the Buddha is very important. So then yesterday we shared this, you know, his Manjushri has like say, he has thunderclap, the waking those who are sleeping in ignorance. He waking up us. which way he waking up us, like he shared the teachings. He shared the teaching. So yesterday we already finished the summary. Now is today more detailed sections. So page 11. So followed by the Buddha shared, this short teaching. Actually, only have 4 sentences. So these 4 sentences, when Buddha subdued the Angumala, that time Buddha shared this teaching to him. So I think you all know who's the Angumala. Angumala has the, it's who killed 999 people. I read his biographies. There's so many different kind, but I don't know really which one is 100% truth. But truth is that everyone says same thing. Is like Buddha subdued him. He shared this 4 sentences is for him. That is just all the, I think all this biography same thing. So same opinions. They talk about Angumala's biography means like his story is a little bit different. Not exactly same. But anyway, the main point that's just all same is like Angumala has, when he was born, and the guy is like different, like the different others, like he has a knowledge, and also he has very easy to, of course he has knowledge, he easy to learn everything. He has also big grown families as very important something. So he is an unusual child. Then he went to the teacher, he received the teaching from the teacher, another someone teacher. So then their talks a little bit different. Some says like student jealous to him, they create a problem with teacher. Sometimes some story says like teacher's wife, attached to him, so that's why she created problems. So I don't know which one is truth. So anyway, they have 2 different stories. So anyway, when he was a student, he was special than others. So someone created a problem. Anyway, teacher then really upset with him because due to some make bad story for him. So that's why teacher upset, and the teacher did some magic, kind of some mantra, and then he teach wrong things for him. The teacher told him, you have to care 100,000 people, you are liberate. So then he created some mantra. He's become very angry person. So that's why Angumala killing all the people everywhere. And the people hearing his names and just everyone's scared, and some people get heart attack. That kind of scared person become. So then in the one city he's coming there, they knows like he's the area, so everyone lock the door, so no one can go out because everyone very scared. So everyone stay home. Then Buddha come into the city, and he bake the food, just like in the city only himself Buddha, other everyone is at home and they lock the door, and the Buddha is only in the city. And then Angumala is that time is not in the city, but then city people told him, Buddha, please don't do that. Angumala is there, but Buddha don't have fears. He is already free from fears. So Buddha is be there because he wanted to subdue him. And then so the Buddha is walking on the road. Angumala, so who heard the names, everyone scared him, that everyone ran away. He cannot care anyone because he cannot get anyone. Everyone ran away from him. So he already killed 999. So he need only one. So then he think, I'm going to kill my mother. So he going to, to preaching to his mother, or he going to carry on the way to mother. So then Buddha is appeared to front of him. So then he chasing the Buddha. So Buddha walked very slowly, smoothly, but Angumala running very hardly, chasing him, but he cannot caught the Buddha. So then he told the Buddha, told the Buddha, stop. So then Buddha said, I already stopped. You have to stop. Buddha says, like, my friend, I already stopped many lifetimes ago. You have to stop. So he said, then what that means? He never hear voice, someone telling him, it's my friend, like kindness, like very beautiful voice telling him. So many years everyone hated to him. So he never heard like kind of that voice. So actually he going to use his knife, but he stopped and he asked question Buddha. So what means stopped? Then Buddha told him, I stopped already killing other beings, harming for other beings. So many lifetimes already. So you have to stop. Then that's time Buddha shared this teaching, like don't commit any wrongdoing, perfect virtue, and complete time your own mind. This is the meaning of Buddha's teachings. So he don't believe himself he can do this, follow the Buddha. So Buddha told him, you can do. You have that capacity. And then Buddha give it teachings. He's become Buddha's follower. The Angumala is he realized ahara level. So the main point of this, story shows, like even we did no virtuous deeds, previous life or this life, if you have a regret, you get the right teacher, you get right teaching, you really practice, you can purify karma. So that's this story shows clearly, So we can change. The also shows like the person is not always bad. It's all just only like due to the emotions, obscurations, it's like become created bad. But the person reality is always Buddha, like always it's not bad. So think about this weather is not always like this, right? So something like condition change, weather is becomes good. So not always bad. That's also a good thing. We have to learn, like we cannot think some other people always we think is a bad person, because we have to recognize someone is not that great the person we think about, or that person has controlled by afflictive emotions. That person is like just emotion controlled. A person is great, but due to the emotions controlled. That's why temporarily it's not that great, but reality is you recognize not that person. So you think that understand that way. Also, if you hatred to someone, then you really know so that person is not bad, but it's maybe due to our emotions or his emotion, her emotions. Due to that, we seeing each other bad. But actually, reality is we are no bad, they are no bad. Everyone is great, but due to emotion obstacles, so we think it's bad. But this is only temporary. We have to recognize that way. So then, when Buddha said this, do not commit any wrongdoing, all teaching on peace are subsumed into this instruction. So do not commit any wrongdoing. It's like yesterday I shared with you. The all peace teaching is subsumed into these instructions. This teaching follow the level, the how do you read this one? Or Theravada score. I see this teaching follow the Theravada score. So it's a basic teaching. Sometimes we say like Hinayana tradition. Sometimes we say Telowadin. So anyway, the main point is like basic teaching. The teaching, the teaching follow the basic score, which are considered Buddha's basic teachings. See, the Telowadin teaching is like basic teaching. In the beginning, we focus on our own feelings. We decide that we don't want to harm anyone because we don't want to suffer the consequence of the negative karma we would create by harming them. The do not commit any wrongdoing means like main point is like peace, because if we harm for someone or someone harm for us, so then the both lost the peace. No one has happiness, no one has peace. That's why see we decided that we don't want to harm anyone, because someone harm for us, we don't have happy and peace. So we recognize we harm for others also, they don't have a happy and peace too. That we have to look to ourselves, our situation, and then use example that no harming for others, anyone, because we don't want to suffer the consequence of the negative karma we would create by harming them. If we harm for others, they lose peace, happiness, but same time also we create a negative karma. So that is actually you harming for others, the karma actually really harming for ourselves. That is the dharma. It's different the worldly thinking, Worldly situation, you harm for others, okay, they're suffering. I'm just a winner. We think that way. But dharma way, if we harm for others, they just get maybe it's temporarily suffering. They lose their happy and the peace. But then the karma come to us, we get suffering than them. So we harm for others, like actually we harming ourselves. So we have to recognize that the negative karma we would create by harming them. This is the attitude of those practicing the basic common worker, those who practice no harm for all beings. First, we reflect on our own situation, see, and how we do not want to be harmed, and then basic on our own feeling as the example. We extend our thoughts to others, think, why would I harm others when I myself don't want to be harmed? Just as I want happiness and I don't want to suffer, others also want to happiness and don't want to suffer. If we always refrain from actions that harm others, we can avoid committing any wrongdoing, since wrongdoing is essentially whatever harms sentient beings. So this, right now what I share here, that kind of like we have to think about, cultivate again our mind, then we can stop harming for others. Sometimes we don't have like really intentionally wanted to harm for others, but not mindfully we harming for others, because sometimes we don't have enough mindful awareness. We say whatever something comes out, so that affected for others' mind. That's also harming. So it's less karma because we don't have intentionally wanted to harm for some others. Less karma, but due to our ignorance, no mindful. So we're doing something through the body, speech, mind, others upset, and then that's also no great too. So that's we have that problem mostly like our follower dharma. So who follow the dharma, mostly people don't want to intentionally harm for others, but not enough mindful. no awareness, we do something through the body, speech, mind, someone get upset. That kind of happening often and often. Because why that problem comes often and often, we don't have enough wisdom. So that's why we have to press to Manjushri, another one reason. We remove our ignorance, like try to more mindful awareness, to practice that more often. So long as we have mindful awareness, then this practice is not that difficulty, this area. But we don't have enough mindful awareness, then even we know these teachings, this teaching makes sense for us, but we always go to in this situation. We stuck in this situation again and again. So that's why we have to practice Manjushri, get more mindful awareness, arise our mind, blessing by Manjushri. We need to create our wisdom more. Then in this section is like very important. See, we no harming for other beings. They also like, see, even we are not the Bodhisattva, like compassionate person, but we have right now, see, I have a self, we have a self, we I and the self. So we always wanted to be something good for us. So that's the reason we don't harm for others. Not even we're not thinking about their happiness, their peace, but we look to our situation. We want to happy and enjoy ourselves. That's why we stop harm for others, because if we harm for others, the karma come to us, karma going to get us, right? And that is like we level is like beginning level, long as someone we have like selfish strong ourselves, we think that way, then we can stop harming for others. Then if like you have more capacity, oh, I don't want to harm for others, because if I harm them, it's they lose peace, I'm lose peace. Like I don't want to take their happiness. So that is like become another step again. This practice we have to often think again and use mindful awareness. If we always refrain from action that harm others, we can avoid committing any wrongdoing. Since wrongdoing is essentially whatever harms sentient beings. Okay, so that is the basic teaching. Buddha's like, it's peace teaching. Yesterday I shared with you, like, we really need peace in the world. Everyone have to follow this teaching. That right now we just shared that part. Then that's just really going to follow the peace. Then second one is the perfect virtue. All of the Mahayana teaching is like subsumed to in this one, perfect virtue. Perfect virtue is a compassion. Teaching are subsumed in this instruction. When we're going greater courage, see, better than like first level, don't commit any wrongdoing. So you have that practice, then you gain greater courage. Besides practicing no harming, we develop compassion for others. We can develop our compassion for others. When someone is kind and help us or in some way, or does something to benefit us, we feel happy and grateful. So that's we knows, right? Someone really nice to us, they help for us, we gratitude for them, and so we also recognize that person, it's like not kind of like bad, and it's really compassionate person. Like we respect for that person, and who has help us, so we respect for them. that kind we have to think about again, then same thing, others also like we have them is their happy, same thing like that way. So it makes us feel good knowing our own experience and wanting to make others feel that way will inspire us to treat others well, to benefit others and to avoid harming anyone. So that's the practice compassion. Someone really nice to us, we recognize that we receive that kindness. So we also like use the example we can have for others, benefit others. They're also happy and joy too. This part is like compassion means like not only like thinking about my own benefit. So we really have to focus like others need help. If we can help them and can do something for them and we can benefit them. So then that is good practice, Mahayana compassion practice. That practice actually really benefit us. Long as think about it, we have enough wisdom, worldly thinking, okay, I help them, I benefit for them, I helping for like helping others. But worldly thinking where dharma, actually you helping for others more than benefit for us. So we example, we give food for the someone who need food. So you really recognize the person is suffering. You have ability to do that. You, it's all intentional, great, and intention is great. You give food for them, the person who need food. So who get more benefit? Actually, worldly way, of course, we help that person that need food, but dharma is we get more benefit than other person. If someone who has really good intention, like that kind of a giving for others, maybe free from hungry ghost, other lifetime, future life. See, that is a big gift, right? Big bonnet, big benefit for us. So like that, if we have for some others, actually we create lot karma uh, for us. But that also followed by intention. That's the second section is followed by the intention, dependent intention. Need good intention. If you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to give food because if I give food for him, I remove my hungry ghost karma and feature my, poor, like kind of like thirsty hunger karma. If you think that way, then that is cannot be in this category, second category. That is go to the first category. Even you help for them, but intentionally, intention is not that pure. So you practice is like first category. Uh, intention is the second one is like pure intention means you don't thinking about I wanted to like free from hungry ghost future life. You don't have that kind of agenda, anything to help for others. Just you see the person is really suffering. Or I can help and like whatever you can do is you put your effort to help them. So that kind of activity practice is called the compassion practice. It's part of this second section because then you don't have any agenda yourself. So first like means like still have agenda, do not come any wrongdoing part. So we helping for others, but also think, oh, I help for others, I can get benefit. I can get good karma. I can create good karma. So whatever that kind of intention you don't have for others, also part of no harming for other beings. That is called part of peace. not part of the compassion. So part of compassion or is like pure intention, not thinking about our own benefits. Then that has a very powerful result. So like you give like one example, one food for like one time food, maybe one lunch, one dinner, something for others. That karma is like remove our hungry ghost karma. That kind is powerful. Then also we have to create like kindness, use this way, logically. We also think about our own situation. So, someone help us, that also like so, great for us. Same like that we have for others too. It is certain that all sentient beings at one point or another have been our own dear parents. So we practice in order to actually benefit them. Then we can meditate also. We meditate like, oh, these all sentient beings used to our parents, mothers. Then think like we are reborn in samsara, not only one lifetime. We reborn samsara many, many lifetimes. So the other life also have a parent, same is in this life. And then we think about how many times we reborn samsara, countless. How many human beings in this world? 7 billion human beings. It can count. So that means like all these human beings used to already our mothers. Then think that, like logically, and you seeing other also used to our parents, that you can like kind of mind is more connect with other people too. So then that helps you can become, benefit others. You can help for others more. You can practice compassion more other beings. We so then we give rise to the supreme mind of bodhicitta, the mind of awakening, and practice the path by engaging in the practice of the six perfection or paramitas, which is the application bodhicitta. So then we're going to like, see, long as we have a compassion, we're going to practice bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is, oh, I really want to benefit these beings. And that's why I'm going to do this practice Dharma, listening, teaching, practice Dharma. So that's one thing is called, we said aspiration bodhicitta, aspiring bodhicitta. And then you drawing practice is called engaging bodhicitta. So the one of the teacher is a very famous teacher like Patro Rinpoche. He wrote the book is called My Perfect Teacher, something like, it's very good teaching there. He told about this 6 parameters, like he's told about 6 parameters. Like when you listening teaching has these 6 parameters, he shared that. So he said like you practice Dharma, listening teaching has all this bodhicitta, engaging bodhicitta in there, listening teaching. So that's you have to understand. Sometimes we think, oh, we listening teaching, like not really practice. We not practicing Dharma right now, just only listening teaching. You can't think like that way, but that is mistake, misunderstand. Pato Rinpoche said, when you listening teaching, that time you have all the engaging bodhicitta. Engaging bodhicitta has 6 parameters. So 6 parameters is in there. Then this bodhicitta has 2 different types of bodhicitta, like we call aspiring bodhicitta, engaging bodhicitta. Aspiring bodhicitta is like you wanted to going to receive teaching, so that is called aspiring bodhicitta. I wanted to practice Manjushri. I wanted to listening this press to Manjushri teaching. So that is called aspiring bodhicitta. And then engaging means like when you are coming into the zone, we started like opening prayer. So no, all the way this is called engaging bodhicitta. The engaging bodhicitta, you have 6 parameters in there. We do the mandala offerings. That is like press, like chant the 7 branch prayers. That is janarasati part of janarasati. And then your tham also janarasati, the many different ways you create janarasati practice there. Then morality is of course always there when you're listening Dharma teaching. We're talking about don't commit any wrongdoing, perfect virtuous deeds, complete time your own mind. That is actually is morality. The 100% 3 different levels of morality practice there. Then when you listening teaching, start, during that time, or is your passion, your pay attention to the teaching is called passion, right? Means like you can enjoy today, Saturday, Sunday is usually off day. You can watch TV, you can watch a movie, you can do something different things. Like you can maybe sleeping all day. So many things you have opportunity, but you give out these things. You come to like listening, teaching. That is say put effort with passion, joyful, and passion is together. Wanted to practice, and you have wanted to like do that. It's like you have a joy and happy. Same time you use your effort. And whatever difficulty is, you go through that, bear the difficulties. That's all is practice patience during the listening teaching. And then actually whatever difficulty you have, that is great actually when you listen and teaching time. Maybe you pain your legs, sitting too much, or harder to hear the teaching and have to so strong focus. And so that's also great too. Whatever you have difficulty, that is useful become during the teaching time. So the used to, when receive teachings, I think tradition, the teachers make very hard for the students. I think that is like that let the purify karma and they really hard doing that to create like participation there. So you read all this like thing about biographies, other like teachers, what they did students when going to receive teachings, like all that let go to hardship because they're, when you going to want it Dharma teaching and have like create more difficulty, not easy to receive, make more harder. So that is practice patience and purify karma. So that's why see Naropa, Telropa, Marpa, Malarepa, all the stories like that. And then when I was in the Khenpo Mincer Palace, he really don't give the teachings for student easily. So I have a picture, all the picture I can share you next time. I didn't have it in the screen, I know. So in the, like this, more worse than this weather because no any trees. It's very high altitude place. And monks have to wait their 1 year illness, like receive teaching from him. And they have to stay under the tent. Okay. Under the tent, and then they do practice, preliminary practice. And he let them like, create more, I think it's hardship. Because weather is not that easy. It's really cold. It's like coldest area in Tibet. We were in the summertime also a little bit cold too. So he let them stay there at least years to really going to give a teaching for them. He just give a little short time to do things like the first he let them to do that or the practice first, then giving teaching. So not like this, stay home, you can drink coffee and like good, sit and just get in the like, when you're ready to receive, you can receive. You don't want, you just can go back to lay down. And when you want, like then come into the zone, not like that easy. So go to ask him to request him teaching, and it's first you cannot make like time like kind of a appointment with him. Very hard to do that. And if you get that to do, but then he he tell you maybe no, not yet. That's it. He don't tell you many words, not yet. Just only he tell you that. Not only other people, he telling Garchi Rinpoche too. One time he gave teaching like there is some special Dzogchen something teaching. Garchi Rinpoche, there other groups asked him to teach that. He said, no, you guys not ready there. You guys not ready there. He said, I saw only one person is like ready there. He told it's a Manjushri Rinpoche. It's like also in Gar monastery, like we have a Manjushri Rinpoche. He said, it's Manjushri Rinpoche, is okay. But he said, no one yet there. He denied everyone. So like that kind, he don't teach here easily. And then he so share the teaching also like it's just check one by one. They're ready or not. You cannot like really just gather and go there to receive teaching directly from him. So that's all he give like a little bit hardship because it's making good practitioner, create a good practitioner, create more practice patient first. So we don't have enough patience, The problem is like people hearing something words like you don't want to hear, say, oh, I don't want to go to zone. And something like, oh, not suit for you. And then you say, oh, no, I don't want. So that kind of, easily lose patience. Give up very easy. The reason is because we don't have enough practice patience. Just going to receive teaching, and some reasons, then we're going to give up. That means like we not enough patience. So that's why, see, all the teacher, this create the practice patience first. When I was in the Khenpo Jimin Principles, when he shared the teaching, so its top part is open, the temple. Top part is open. It's in the center or the temple is sminky, so the very cold weather, of course, like really, really cold. If you pee outside, it's like easily like become frozen. That kind of weather, really cold. And we have to sit in the floor like that, like 2 hours in frozen winter to receive teaching all the time. We don't have any like kind of methods, cushions. So we use like sometimes like get our shoes in the put under the hips. So use the shoes. But then good is like we wear thick cloth and then they put the shoes. So it sit in the like top of the shoes. So all this like student he's receiving teaching from him, everyone have to sit there. So that's always like I think it's good for participation, hardship little bit for Dharma helps like remove obstacle and the karma. When you do something, practice Dharma, whatever difficulty go through, that difficulty all is useful. Other like you do the worldly activities, whatever difficulty come to you, that difficulty is useless. See, I'm beginning last time until now, we go through so many difficult, endless difficulty, unbelievable, like miserable difficulty, go through that, or it's useless, nothing benefit us. And these practitioners just did one lifetime, go through very difficult and become Buddhahood. So all is useful. That's why when Telopa he shared Naropa, this Genje Mahamudra, in the beginning there, he mentioned about, he said, like the intelligent student go through hardship. So he said, you have wisdom, you have intelligence. That's why you go through difficulty, hardship, because he created hardship for him. So Naropa, he didn't give up that. Whatever Telopa created, difficult hardship, Naropa never give up. So he did that. Then Telopa, the last, he says, you are intelligent. Your all hardship is useful. The hardship is become useful. It's one lifetime, he's become Buddha. So that's, we have to think about all these teachers, like previous ones, the stories, biographies, think that. Then some things happen and you cannot upset easily because, like always change circumstances, conditions, like sometimes you'd want, sometimes it doesn't want, that or it's always happening. And sometimes like people say something, maybe I don't like something, I'm happy, right? Happy, and or sometimes sad, like that kind of going on feelings, then we cannot reach to Buddhahood. One word to take you to the hairs, one word to take you to the heaven. If we follow like that kind of emotion, then not possible to kind of like get a result to Buddhahood. The practice is never ever like we get accomplish anything. One word like become you upset and you go to hell. One word take you to the heaven, Buddhahood, like that. Follow the emotions. Then not possible. So that's why we need to practice patience more. Have to create that. That is the bodhicitta. It's like we talk about the bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means like I'm going to give up everything. I'm going to give benefit for others. But some reasons like even we cannot receive one unpleasant words. So that kind of then we have to ourselves analyze ourselves, cultivate, like kind of like think about our own situation, what's going on our mind, log to ourselves, checking ourselves, not analyze for the object and other things. Analyze ourselves also great too sometimes. Okay, so that's then when you listen and teaching, there has a practice patience, then joyful effort together. Then when you listen and teaching, of course, there is concentration. Meditation means like you focus your mind. That is the meditation. Then there has wisdom because you understanding what is adopt, what is discard, what is wrong, what is right. That is called wisdom. So all this 6 parameter is in the listening teaching has. If we follow correctly right way, we practicing that 6 parameter. That is bodhicitta. 6 parameter practice is bodhicitta. So okay. We give rise to spirit mind of bodhicitta, the mind of awakening, and practice the path by engaging in the practice of the 6 perfection or parameters, which is the application bodhicitta. When we have developed the mind of equanimity that extends to all sentient beings equally, we hold everyone with the mind of love and compassion. So then engage in bodhicitta, practice 6 paramitas. So that is all is called application bodhicitta. When we develop that, mind of quality that extend to all other sentient beings equally. So we hold everyone with the mind of love, compassion. Then we really have truly compassion arise for other beings. We consider all beings equally important. So we have to think about every being is important, equally, equanimity beings equally important. This is what Mahayana practitioners or those who belong to the category where practice. So when it's like we think every other being also important, that kind, like mind is arise to your, your mind, that kind of feeling or like arise in your mind, then it will become called Mahayana practitioner. Mahayana practitioner is equanimity for all sentient beings. So recognize everyone is the same. We know so like all mother sentient beings want happiness. No one wants suffering, right? So that word is Mahayana practitioners. Also, you think about all sentient beings, we say have Buddha nature, right? So all sentient beings want happiness. All sentient beings, no one wants suffering. That is indicate every sentient being has a Buddha nature. Yeah, this cup didn't have a Buddha nature. That's why he doesn't want happiness and stuff. He don't want. He not thinking about he want happiness. He don't thinking about he don't want suffering, because he don't have a Buddha nature. This cup no Buddha nature. So who has Buddha nature? The indicate is want happiness, don't want suffering. That indicate Buddha nature. That all sentient beings want, happiness. That means all sentient beings has a Buddha nature. So sometimes we say we don't know what means Buddha nature. So how can be all these beings have a Buddha nature? These all beings want happiness. No one wants suffering. That due to the ignorance, then we think, oh, this person is no one looks like doesn't want happiness. He wants suffering, right? But that is due to their ignorance, emotions. That person wants happiness, but that due to ignorance, obscurations, don't know how to create happiness, create suffering themselves. So you have to recognize it that way. We see sometimes like people, oh, this person not possible have a Buddha nature. This person is so negative. We can think like that kind of, sometimes people who create always harming for others. No any kind of like, kind, no kind, zero kindness, right? So always like negativity. So that person, what happened like that? Because due to ignorance. And that's why due to ignorance, he really wanted happiness, but he created suffering himself, causes of suffering, due to ignorance, obscurations. Going to the wrong direction. Okay, so we know like that, people create, they want happiness, they create causes of suffering means they're going to, they sometimes like watch the one we, serious killer or something, the killers, the people, there's someone care the people, so like they really want happiness themselves, but that's why they does all this create causes of suffering. They're so strong selfish, they really want happy, they want power, they want matter, they have so strong desires. That's why they create causes of suffering themselves, because it's due to ignorance. you know, the seeking so temporary things create the causes of suffering. There has a Buddha nature, but due to obstacles, emotions, those like they don't have a Buddha nature. Okay, so now we go to the third one. Completely calm your own mind. All of the Vajrayana wisdom teachings are subsumed in this instruction. So then Buddha said, completely calm your own mind. That teaching, all the Vajrayana teachings is subsumed into this category. Are subsumed mind of wisdom teachings subsumed in this instruction, which means that we subdued the mind of afflictive emotions, establish a stable mind that is peaceful, happy, and full of virtue. So long as we subdued our own mind, means crazy mind, then we can subdue the mind of afflictive emotion and then establish stable mind that is peaceful, happy, and full of virtue. Subdued our own mind means like not destroying your mind. Okay, you get rid of emotions. So emotion control us right now. For ordinary people, emotion control us. So subdued our mind means like remove the emotions. Then you really recognize true your natural mind. That is called subdued our mind. Then when you remove our emotions, we have peace, we have happy, and full of virtue. Then all the full of virtue activities arise. The precious jewel of Dharma is what we practice to purify obscuration and arrive at the state of completely enlightenment. So we, don't commit any wrongdoing, perfect virtue, complete calm our own mind, then that is called Dharma practice. So that's purify our karma, obscuration, and then arrive at the state of completion enlightenment. These three different levels we have to follow. We have become enlightenment, can reach to the enlightenment and nirvana. When we look towards and investigate the nature of our own mind, we find that no phenomenon has any true existence whatsoever. Not even the smallest fraction of a particle truly exists. So we investigate all this object of phenomena is nothing is exist. The more we investigate and understand the nature of our mind through meditation, the more we will purify obscuration and develop realization, and thereby give rise to enlightening qualities. So then, like when we meditate more again and again, so purify our obscuration and create, develop more Buddha's qualities. Uh, so thereby give rise to the enlightening qualities. It is said that automatically we are our own refuge. So because the Buddha is the inner nature of our own mind, the Buddha is already here in our own basic nature. So automatically, when that basic nature fully manifests, our own mind is the Buddha. And therefore, we are our own automatic refuge. See, auto level practice, like inner level practice, right? Auto level means we are ordinary person, we have obscurations, then we are stuck in samsara due to our ignorance. So Manjushri is like embodiment of wisdom. He has a true omniscient wisdom. He has a compassion. So we take refuge to the Manjushri. But then long as like you really, we tamed our own mind, we recognize our mind is same is Manjushri. The Buddha Manjushri's mind nature and our mind nature is inseparable, it's the same nature, same essence. So when we recognize that, we meditate, we practice that way, it's called absolute truth refuge. We are our own refuge because the Buddha is the inner nature of our own mind. Buddha is not only somewhere else, like our own true mind is Buddha's mind. The Buddha is already there in our own basic nature. So automatically, when that basic nature fully manifests, our own mind is the Buddha. And therefore, we are our own ultimate refuge. We must take responsible for our own enlightenment. So, see, we pray to the Buddhas and ask them help. That is always relatively truth. Temporarily can help. Buddhas can help. Protectors can help us like something successful. In the world, like in the relative truth. Our minds go right direction, remove our obstacles, create a good conditions, like that kind of like we pray to Buddha and practice Yadam deity, practice these projectors that can help us like that. But not possible to they give enlightenment for us. So enlightenment is up to us. So the reason is because the the Buddha is the inner nature of our own mind. They cannot put Buddha nature is our mind. Yeah. So that's why another teaching that Buddha said, I cannot my realization is moved to someone. I cannot grab my hand to remove others' obstacles, negativity, karma. So otherwise, like see, Buddha has like compassion, wisdom, and he created like something memory chip, like chip put in our brain somewhere. Then we have already there. So we like these things, like pictures, like in this teaching, we created this community, and we can share each other like easily, send to each other, share easily each other. But this enlightening quality is not possible to share like that way. Otherwise, why Buddha not going to share? No, his realization transformed to all the other beings. That is not possible, right? The reason is because see this one, Buddha is the inner nature of our own mind. The Buddha is already here in our own basic nature. So automatically, when that basic nature fully manifests, our own mind is the Buddha, and therefore we are our own automatic refuge. We have to put effort ourselves. We have to use our, this practice means follow the 3 different levels practice, and we have to purify our own karma. We must take responsibility for our own enlightenment. Any of Buddha's followers, no matter their nationalities, their disposition, whether male or female, whether they have high spiritual names or are ordinary practitioners, whether lay practitioner or monastics, who truly practice these 3 levels of Buddha's teachings can attain enlightenment. So that's the Buddha's teaching, main point. When he was in India, you look to his all the stories, what happened during that time. Other mostly religions against in this way, this one. Because they have all the, this, how to say, the boundaries, or these people can practice, these people cannot practice, these people can go to temple, these people cannot go to the temple. This like background family lineages, they can become teacher. Other some is cannot be the teacher. Some cannot go to the temples. Like that's all is castes in the India during that time, right? Castes. I think castes is correct.
Caste system.
caste system, cases, see that problems. And then also they says, okay, the male and the female also different that time. That during the Buddha's time, no any other religion has female practitioners. So then Buddha, when he says like when he's teaching, he says no any these things, no nationalities, no matter their nationality. Okay, their disposition, whether or male or female, whether they have a high spiritual name or ordinary practitioners, whether lay practitioner or monastic, truly existing, these three levels of Buddha's teaching can attain enlightenment. There's a lot of stories in this section. I can like we don't have much time to share that, but main point during that time, Buddha just says, my teaching is only effort, practice, not follow the cases, no any genders, like just everyone can practice. So main point is depending their own individual's effort. So individual who put effort, everyone has opportunity to practice Dharma. That is his just main point. Buddha's teaching can attain enlightenment. Some of Milarepa's disciples said to him, you must be the reincarnation of the Buddha or a great Bodhisattva. You achieve enlightenment in a way that would be impossible for an ordinary person. Please tell us whose reincarnation you are. So that's this Milarepa's disciple told him. They see him the Buddha, so they told this to the Milarepa. This perception, this thought is like mostly in Tibetan culture has, but actually against the Buddha's teaching. Sometimes the Buddhist culture followers actually against Buddha's teaching. Buddhist is not come from the sky falling. Buddha says his teaching is growing in the earth, like means practitioner like arise from the earth, not falling the sky. So same is the like crop, like when you plant the seed, like then all the crop is arise, yeah. The crop is not falling in the sky, So in the Tibetan culture, if you have a really intellectual, I mean, like you have a really knowledge, the people say he is Manjushri emanation. Okay, someone has a kind of like really power and can do something, remove obstacles, have a power. That's he's the Vajrapani emanation. Someone who's great compassion practitioner. That's he's the Chinrezak, like Chinrezak emanation. That's people always put label easily like that way. But that is okay, do that, but they create their kind of like devotion. They create a devotion. Their own perception is okay, but reality is, anyone can be become Chinreze, anyone can be become, Vajrapan, and anyone can be become Manjushri. Manjushri is real truth is wisdom, or in like Buddha say, or the Buddhas in the wisdom, embodiment is Manjushri, or the Buddha's embodiment of compassion is Chinreze, or the Buddha's embodiment power is Vajrapane. So these three Bodhisattva is symbolized. It's Buddha's quality. These three Bodhisattva is like Buddha's quality. Buddha means have a power, compassion, and wisdom. So that is called Buddha. That is a form body is three Bodhisattvas. So when we are enlightenment, we have this bodhisattvas become qualities. So yeah, so that's why this person also asked, this question to Malarepa. So then Malarepa give answer. It is wonderful that you have such pure vision that you perceive me as a Buddha. See, he said, Malarepa said, yes, you have that good devotion. You have good perception. That is good, Buddha. But as for the Dharma, you are completely mistaken. See, that is actually against the Dharma. Kind of like Dharma way, that is a mistaken understand. You don't believe that Dharma has the ability to completely purify all obscurations within one lifetime. See, if you practice the Dharma can purify all our obscurations, and one lifetime can become a Buddha. So if you think Malarepa Minpong, you think I'm someone's like reincarnation, then that is like you wrong view for Dharma. Malarepa said, I'm ordinary person. He said, actually, I am murderer, right? Murderer, or he used black magic, kill many people. Murderer. So hopefully you understand anyway.
Murder.
So he says, murderer, okay. So he says, I am like the no virtuous deed person. So he said he have like lots created no virtuous deeds, but due to his effort, he see the teacher is the same as Buddha. He has received like teaching Mahamudra's. The practice he's become one lifetime Buddha. So that is a Dharma. He says Dharma's benefit. No, it's I'm come from somewhere. So that's give us courage to do. Otherwise, everyone is come from somewhere else. So then, okay, yeah, he's like great person. Oh, yeah, he's a Manjushri emanation. Of course, he has that quality. Oh, yeah, he has a compassion. Yeah, he's a Chinese emanation because he can do. Oh, I cannot. I'm not Chinese emanation. I'm not Manjushri emanation. I cannot do. So we lost our courage too. Then, right? Main point here, the Malarepa said, don't lose courage. Long as you have courage, you practice, you can become Buddha one lifetime because it's due to Dharma, power of Dharma. You are completely mistaken. You don't believe that Dharma has the ability to completely purify all obscuration within one lifetime. Any sentient being who has renunciation as powerful as mind, who truly the exaltable nature of karma and one understand the nature of samsara, can achieve Buddhahood within a single lifetime. Dharma contains all the methods needed to purify every obscuration, whether gross or subtle. So that's Malarepa's answer is that is perfect. That answer means like that teaching is like we really need. We have to understand. If we practice truly we practice ourselves, we can become Buddha. So you can get level of Manjushri, you can get reach to Chinreze, Vajrapani, either the quality we can reach, we can completing like that kind of qualities. The meaning of this quote is very important for us to know. Otherwise, we think that ordinary people will always remain ordinary people. When compared to reincarnation of a great master, Malarepa is sharing with us that ordinary people can become practitioners and Buddhas. So Malarepa says ordinary people can reach to Buddhahood. Dharma practitioners need to follow the three different levels of Buddha's teachings rather than following the person. Buddha said, don't focus on the words, focus on the meaning. Can you hear, right? My AirBeats connections go to my phone, so some reasons didn't connect with it.
I can hear you fine.
Okay, connect with my laptop. So, yeah, this section we have to think about. This time, many people follow the person, not follow the dharma. So then they say, you something happening, you doesn't like the person, you give up dharma. That is a big misunderstand. You know, like if, like example, we have a dharma centers and we gather in dharma centers. So once sanghas, you know, say something, other one doesn't like that, then they say, oh, I don't want to go dharma center. Or I'm not going to practice dharma. That give up dharma. So that kind, you know, the people doing this term, that is big obstacle, and that is big ignorance. So Buddha says practitioners needed to follow the three different levels of Buddha's teachings. He didn't say you have to follow the individual ordinary sangha, right? Or individual, no one has 100% qualities, Buddha's qualities, right? That's why we are ordinary people. That's why we have to go Dharma center. That's why we have to practice. That's why we have to talk each other. That's why we talk so also not correct or everything, you know. We don't have this Manjushri's speech qualities. If we have Buddha Manjushri speech qualities, then perfectly hear good things for you, what you wanted to hear, and also benefit you, right? Directly, everything suit for, you know. But ordinary voice is not like that. We don't have that qualities. That's the reason you can hear good, you can hear bad. You can hear like different kind of words. So you have to accept, and then you have to like uh, analyze like the words. Okay, or I can take that word, is great, or this one, no, I don't need. You know, you have to what is you need, you adopt. What you don't need, discard. You have to use that knowledge. So then people, you know, telling you anything different kind, you know, that you don't know which one you want, they don't know which one you don't want. No mindful, no awareness there, you know. People say different kind, you know, sometimes upside. But the upside is, I don't think so someone is really wanted to harm to you, but to some reasons the other is not enough mindful, you know, due to, you know, it's there also ability just saying something so we can get upset, but actually we have to clear up our mind. Important. You cannot clear up their mind. We have to clear up our own mind. uh, so we have to recognize, oh yeah, this is okay, that is the, I don't need to take that words, you know. So that's why Buddha said follow the teaching rather than following the person. The Buddha said don't focus on the words, focus on the meaning. So he said don't focus on words, focus meaning. Don't focus on the relative truth, focus true absolute truth. So that he give like 4 different levels of suggestions. If you understand that, you kept that in your practice, in your mind, then you, wherever you go, no problem. Otherwise, wherever you go, everything's a problem. You know, you cannot solve others' problem. We have to solve our, you know, own problem. So we should let a narrow literal interpretation of the word confuse us. Instead, we should concentrate on the idea that is expressed and hold the meaning of the words above the words themselves. We can develop a very good foundation by taking this piece of advice to heart. How does Manjushri speech help others? It is different from the speech of others. So Manjushri is different from others' speech. That's why his speech no distract anyone. Everyone is waking up, It has more quality and power than compared to ordinary people. We continue our press. Manjushri, your speech is the same as the Thunder Club. A song so strong that it wakes up all of these sleeping beings. In that way, Manjushri, you wake up all sentient beings who are sleeping in ignorance. At the same time, you release the chain of karma, which are the causes and conditions created in samsara and all of the karmic imprints that bind beings in samsara. So that's all the Manjushri's speech qualities has. So speech quality remove our ignorance and waking up us. Same is, Thunder Club songs, stone that wake up all of these sleepy beings. Many sleepy beings, when Thunder Club comes, they're waking up them. So we know, so like, some beings, they're sleeping in the winter time. Spring thunder comes, they wake up them. So from the sleeping. So like that, Manjushri voice, his Dharma teaching shares his wisdom, waking up us. Manjushri blessing, waking up us. So then you at the same time you release the chain of karma. So we are stuck in samsara due to the chain of karma, chains of karma, which are the cause and the condition are creating samsara. See, and all of these karma imprints that bind beings in samsara is become release. So Manjushri voice release all these beings stuck in samsaras. So that's his. So okay, several words. So like Manjushri, he wears the wisdom sword to cut the saddening of suffering and the despair, darkness of confusion. So we have that in the root text. He purify all the darkness confusions. Oh yeah, it's there. So cut the darkness of confusions. Okay, so now we leave there today.
Khenpo, I think there might be a couple questions if you're able to take them.
Yes.
Hi, Khenpo.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Khenpo, I have a question about wrongdoing. I know there, I know the teaching says, don't commit any wrongdoings. But like exactly like, what I know what the wrongdoings are, but in the real world, what really constitute a wrongdoing? For example, if we're not supposed to harm other people. So let's say if a soldier has to go to war and then they have to kill someone, but the intention is to kill somebody, but they will save thousands of people. So is that really a wrongdoing?
Okay. So that's a good question. That's usually Garchen Rinpoche, he shared that answer all the time. Is usually he talks like if you go to soldier, I heard from him, he gives suggestion to the soldiers. Like someone say, oh, I'm the army, so I'm doing these things. He said, oh, great, you're protecting country, you're protecting freedom, you're protecting human rights, so that's great, you're telling them. And so he's telling you are Bodhisattva, courage to protect other beings. So that is our dependent, individual actually. You really cannot follow by, situation, right? Individually, it's like what Garchen Rinpoche is exactly that person has intention. It's that person is a Bodhisattva. But that person is like just upset to go to army, but or like to go to army because maybe wanted to kill someone. Or I have opportunity to care people. So then that is wrong. Like it's always up to the actually motivation. We cannot say good or bad, that part. Individual, up to individual's motivation, right? And if someone has a good motivation, I wanted to protect the country, I wanted to protect, democracy, I wanted to protect human rights, peace, people protecting, they give up their life. It's Bodhisattva.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the end, it's still about your motivation and intention. So if your intention is for the benefit of greater sentient beings by harming a few, then that is still considered, I can't say all right, but that is still considered, acceptable.
Okay, there has, each, like you doing one action that you cannot say all is Dharma. There has also positive and negative both. So that's a kind of like levels we don't know because due to our ignorance. Who has wisdom omniscience, they knows all the cause and the effect, the detail. And each action has like some action cannot be 100% positive, cannot be 100% negative. There maybe 50-50. There maybe has a 60 positive, like 40 negative, maybe 90% positive, 10% negative. And when Buddha was born, the ship captain, he killed the guy, who killing other people in the ship, going to kill. So that kind of action, like 99% positive, but 1% is negative there too.
Okay.
So that's why we don't know. We don't have that like kind of a capacity, like to say, make decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So under that circumstances, then the only thing we can do is if we have good intention, even if we have to commit a wrongdoing, we
have to follow
do it.
by mostly, more important is our intention.
Okay.
So we have to make our own decisions followed by our intention. So otherwise we cannot follow by the object make decision.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a quick question. On the bottom of page 12, is Milarepa says, any sentient being who has a renunciation as powerful as mine. What does he mean by powerful renunciation?
Renunciation, yeah, the way, renunciations like want to free from samsara. So that is called renunciation. Who wanted to practice the Dharma, who wanted to free from samsara. I think that one,
Okay, thank you.
Where is it, that one?
Bottom of page 12.
You do not believe that Dharma has the ability to completely purify all obscuration within one lifetime. Any sentient beings who has renunciation as a power force mind, who trust the exhaustible nature of karma. See, who has renunciation, like practice forethought meditation, get a strong renunciation, like 1 to 2, free from samsara. So that mind is very powerful.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so then do you have any questions? No, right? We're going to go back to the prayers. Mantra section. Om Vanga Shoramo, 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 Om Vanga Shoramo. The outer universe dissolve into light, which is absorbed into myself. In them dissolve into the Mom syllable, which dissolve from the bottom to the top nada, gradually becoming emptiness. I meditate in the bliss of non-duality of subject and object. No chu ye ran ten ran ye chang, to ke men de mere na de ba. Ren te mi mi tong sara de chen ya, la yang jang ba ba ve ko re ju. By the light of your wisdom, compassionate one, may the darkness of ignorance in my mind be dispelled to realize all the nature and the commentaries. Please grant me the power of radiant wisdom. Whenever I wanted to see the commentaries, sutras, to clarify my confusions, Lord Manjushri Gosha, may I have a clear vision of your without hindrance. You, Manjushri, I have performed great deeds through the feathers limits of the 10 directions. For the benefit of all sentient beings, may I know others perform the same activities. Kaze den che chen chen ra wo sara che, da lo te mo men pa ra sara ne, ka dan den ji yong lo do ba ye, lo de pe pe na wa tar de sur, kan te ta wa ran do ba, kyun se che wa ran do na yang, gong bo yang yang ju nye ne, ge me par ne tong wa re jo, so che nang gen tar do pe, sem je gen do drup ze ser, che taran jan yang chung ze ba, da so ju ba den der jo. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where this unborn may arise, where this unborn may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By the blessing of the Buddhas who attain the three kayas, by the blessing of innate nature of Dharma, and by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit shall bear fruit. By the virtue as pure as white snow of the mountains, may the teaching of Renashri flourish in the 10 directions, and dispel the ignorance of our sentient beings, that they will at last achieve the Buddha's perfection of wisdom. Sanjo Senjo Rinpoche Ma Je Pa Na Je Jo Ro Je Je Pa Nyam Ba Me Ba Yang Gong Ne Gong Den Pe Wa Re Jo Sanje Ko So Ni Pe Sing Lav Dan Chi Nyen Men Jo Ro Den Pe Sing Lav Dan Gen Den Me Sen De Pe Sing Lav Chi Je Da Ngo Yen Mo Lan Jo Pa Re Jo Nanda kare takare gewa de renjen tenpa soje je bada je de me she tomo nandra shin tarsen sanje ye she to bar sho. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, Khenpo-la.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you. See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
everybody. See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Can
Khenpo.
you hear?
Thank
See
you,
you
Khenpo-la.
tomorrow. Bye-bye,
Khenpo.
Khenpo-la.
Thank you.
Bye, Khenpo.
Bye, everyone.